Hello everybody, welcome back to Bull Bear Trader. So today I'm gonna do a market review. So I will talk about S&P 500, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, and I'm gonna talk about SPY QQQ IWM, oil, dollar, and gold. So let's first start with S&P 500. All right, so the last video I talked about the SPX was on the 13th. Okay, so I would say that this most likely we will have a pullback from the current level. So Monday it gapped up a little bit, went up above, bouncing from the support, and then the next day it broke down a little bit and then go back here, try to test the blue line, right? And then couldn't hold, stay above the 6,000. The next day, which is, we got a Thursday off, and then Friday it try again, and then pull back after tested 6,000. So look like we're still on the path toward I would say 58.50. We might have a little bounce and then go back down to close this gap right here. You can see there's a big gap right here, and we're gonna close around this area. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but now is just doing some pullback, and the next level would be 59.39. So we're gonna watch this level this week. Most likely gonna hit. Next would be Nasdaq. Nasdaq, same thing. I'm gonna look for Nasdaq to pull back down and test the blue trend line. Now gonna be a support. We will expect a bounce from here a little bit up, and then break down further to test 20,200 level, and look like it is on the way to test the blue trend line. Maybe give it another week or two. Dow Jones, same thing, but you can see it doesn't have a lot of room. Most likely we will see here it will come down to 41,800 to test, bounce a little bit, and then pull back and test this gap at 450. And there's another gap here, but most likely you're gonna hit 40,000. So it's just a matter of time. We gotta give it some more. And what I'm seeing is right now, if you look closely, you see is for Dow Jones, they got a bear flag right here. So so basically right now we just have to wait and see this action to take place. And I'm looking at 41,800. I would say probably this week. Next is SPY. SPY, same thing. Gonna go down here about 586 or so, bounce up a little bit, and then gonna come down to 575, 576, and then it's gonna test around 566 next. So we have about maybe a week for it to play out. That's a level for SPY QQQ. 506 is here. So you can see, right? It been bouncing on top of this line. Now it tested this right here, this candle right here, the top of this candle, and it closed right at that level. Now, it may bounce a little bit tomorrow, but we have to watch to see if it's going to hit lower. If it close lower, let's say it's open even or a little bit lower, come up for the day, and then close, let's say 522 or lower, then we will see its momentum to going lower to at least 511 to test right here at the first blue line. IWM. Okay, IWM is right at support, and I still expect it to come down and test the red line. So we might see it come down to 204, bounce, and then let's see, yeah, like this, and then we're gonna test 200. And here is another gap at 187, so might go all the way down like that. All right. Next we have oil. So I said it was from here. I say most likely we're gonna have to pull back down to 72 or even lower at 69, and it was here this day, and then the next day you can see it opened higher and then pulled out exactly 69 something, right as my arrow right here. Then it came up over the blue line. The next day gap up, but then close a little bit lower, but still higher than the day before. Then the next day it came up like this, and today you can see the huge gap up, tested 77, the red line, and then pull back to 75. So I'm still expecting it to hit 80. So it look like it took this approach from here all the way here to this, and then came up, and here I put the limit was 75, and see, you can see right now oil at 75. So look like it took this path. What's next for oil? See, what I'm seeing is it's a little bit overbought. So we might see it staying at 75 at least this week, and see if it'll come up to test 80, but I think 80 is still the next leg up for oil. So we just leave it there. At least we kind of like saw that coming. Then we might see it hit 80, come back down 77 to test. And at that point, we will see if there's any more geopolitics actions going on. But at least right now, it completed the head and shoulder. And now I would take this out because it's no longer in effect. And right now we kind of have like a bull flag for oil, right? So most likely you're going to stay around 75 before coming up to 80. Then we have a pullback and then we will check back after that. But look like we have, let me draw a bull flag. Okay. And that is a bull flag for now. And these are the, I'm going to put 77 here for oil. Dollar. What's going on with dollar? I drew the bear flag for dollar. And it came down. Then it bounced up. You can see. Look it back. This is why technical analysis works really well. You can see this trend line, which is the current, I would say, midterm resistance. It touched right here, right now. Are we going to see a breakout? So the bear flag is done. Let me take it out. Oh. It's almost look like we have an inverse head and shoulder. Look at this. Okay. If I take this point, oh, wrong. What happened? Never mind. So let me draw again. If I take this point, this is the top of it, or you can choose this, and then this, and then this is the head. Okay, and then this is the shoulder, the second shoulder. Okay, you see that, right? Now, if that works, where will it go? So I draw from here to the base, right, of the inverse head and shoulder. Okay, now I take this and I move over here. Boom. Okay. Look at this. This is crazy. But if I click it right here, I will give it purple. All right. So now you see it, but look how nice this will play out if it does. You can see here it hit here. Go back here, and this was the previous high over here on this side, right? So if you ask me, there's so many banks and maybe hedge funds shorting the dollar. With this going on, and now is coming up, and here is also the pattern here. Look like it's gonna break out of this resistance. Next is 99. Let's give it 100. Okay, no. So here's 99.6. Over here is 100. So okay, so let's say it's 100. That would be my short term, and longer term would be like this, all the way to 104. And if it happens, stock and other things will come down. You can see, so this is 100 and 104. So we need to keep an eye on dollar, because so many short, it might cause it to break out, short squeeze, and go all the way up, cause more havoc for other currency and other stock market. Next will be gold. Okay, so the last time I was talking about gold when it was around here. So I say most likely, I think it was here. Yeah. So I say most likely, if it does come up and test the previous high at 3,500 or 3,510, it will come down, hit the orange support. It might bounce a little bit and then come down to test the blue line. It's also another support, but it will go back to the orange line, and over here is orange line, right? And most likely, I think it might give it another bounce and then maybe come down lower. So if I draw it a little bit, it might look like this. So it might look like, because things don't move in a over here. This is the here. Okay, similar like that. Okay. So I expect gold at least pull back to 3,200, and maybe we'll see another bounce. We don't know. All right, everybody, that's a quick market review for me this week, and with a lot of tension going on. But if I look at the future, fairly flat. It was pretty low, 59, and then now it's already 6,010. So it did quite a pullback for today, and I'm thinking tomorrow probably flat or slightly green, depends on the situation in the Middle East. But I don't expect any like big movement tomorrow. But the for the later of the week, we may get a pullback a little bit more. So all right, please click a like, share, and Remember to subscribe to see more video that I will post. Tomorrow I'm gonna continue to post the earning for this week, and let me see what we got this week. So tomorrow we have KB, and then okay, so tomorrow I will review Carnival, FedEx, and then probably AMD, because a lot of people actually discuss about AMD being the next NVIDIA. So I will take a look at AMD. I will review like Nike. Oh wait, Nike is coming up later this week, so I'll hold it off for that. But probably some other popular stocks. So thanks everybody. Have a good night and good luck. Bye.